may be showing a little bit more than I really bargained for. Hi, how you doing? Is this thing on? What's really going on? Hi there. Welcome. How you doing? Looking for a good time. Where does that come from? Probably because I rarely have sex. All I can quickly think of that makes a lot of sense very quickly. So here I am. You want to know, don't you? This just in. So we put all this into this and then there. Bop and drop and way she goes. 5 or 10 seconds won't hurt you. Make sure you're dropping a like on the video. We're actually going to wait for you to like the video. And then I will proceed when this video hits. I'm just kidding. But you should like the video back. Seriously. If you're too not really there to get it, I'm not here to help you get it. I can tell who's a subscriber that counts and who isn't just based on when I go to the comment section on my laptops. I just start digging and it shows me if you're a top commenter or not. And then it shows me how many likes you've given me too. So yeah, all this info is, you can see that other people can see this. Some of you are like, oh, I love your show. I'm like, yeah, you left me 5 likes in 4 years, but you love coming in here to leech my CX in the chat, boys. Does anyone know what that means? That is, or rather was, what used to was a saying on here. I actually thought was kind of cool, kind of different. And then I had them come in here and I was like, damn it. Some of them are okay. There's a few, I mean, I don't know what it is. It's like one greasy virgin blob of kids or medium-sized adults that are like just useless for the most part. But absolutely useless. But moving on, CX in the chat was actually shouting out and helping the Freedom Rally. So I'm shouting you out. Normally, I'm not against, trust me, I like everybody, I love everybody, but, you know, certain things are kind of toxic in a community. You guys created toxicity into live chats on Twitch and whatnot, so think about it. Think about it. But, yeah, I mean, 99% of you will never show your face on the internet, not because you just are probably hideous or something, right? So that's that. Or you're just not willing to back up what you're throwing down, right? Which is another reason. Run into problems. The Freedom Convoy. Now those dudes, we can't get a straight answer. Trudeau says there's 4 people in Ottawa. The Parliament Hill webcam that says it has a fucking live feed is from like 9 days ago, and it's frozen. The Parliament Hill webcam has mysteriously gone down for 9 days straight, showing an old picture of when it, you know, Trudeau first got into office. I'm like, what the? So I don't know how much to believe of anything anymore when you see all the fake, and then there's 9 people in government that are really, you know, holding down the lies in the fort. It's time for the fort to be, you know, let's renovate it. Let's make it bigger and better. Let's make it a peaceful sanctuary for people to come from other countries that, you know, don't want to get things done to them by their governments. Let's go back to that. I don't know when we ever had that, but let's make that. So, yeah, I mean, last year, or I guess ongoing, they found almost or over 2,000 graves, just like within a year of being able to. And we have no equipment that is proper. I say we, I'm not looking, but I should be helping out. I mean, at first they came for the how they're referring to these beautiful people that they hindered here in Canada, Indigenous people. Um, the First Nations people. I hope I'm not disrespecting you. I hope that's like, I think the first people that lived here is a pretty powerful name for you, don't you? I don't think there's any disrespect you can dig out of that, can you? So, yeah, there's a lot of people that, aren't helping out, that have technology, that should be helping out. So maybe by the end of this year, they'll uncover all of the graves, and then they can start to look at all these people that ran these types of, I don't know what you want to call these things, where children went and they tried to scrub their culture. I don't even want to really get into it, but who does, right? Like, when do you? So acknowledge it and say you want to get to the bottom of it. Don't do it every day on your show or your live stream or whatever it is if you don't want to, but if you want to, go for it. I'd definitely listen to it a bit here and there, and if it was like always grabbing, finding new information or connecting with new groups or we basically have to create. I say we, but First Nations people basically have to create. I would like to be part of something. I definitely don't really have any money, but I have some time digitally to help, but not a lot, but I can do like 4 or 6 hours a week or something. I would be more than willing to help that much, which I hope is what everybody would be willing to do at least, right? But if everybody did that, then we can move forward with fixing some things. People in Canada need actual services. So we rely on the government for these services that are failing communities in Canada. And that's wrong. The government funded programs often don't reach far enough to get half the people that ever needed help. Hopefully the right people got the help that was available when the government had a fund available, or there was money in the coffer. I don't know anymore. There's no transparency. Everything should be online. If there's $10 million a year allocated for children's playgrounds, let's throw it up online and let's visibly see that this price tag, this company did it, visibly was taxed and charged this much. They did a T4, here's their slip. They actually paid some sort of, not government tax, but a community tax to keep, not churches, I almost misspoke, to keep the lights on at hospitals and fire halls. Police departments need electricity, right? So maybe we should be helping and ensuring all that, and paying for everything in a hospital. It shouldn't be left to private sector to care for or to take over there should not be money attached to healing people. It's a huge problem the world has right now, that the biggest people in the world that own all the ABC groups don't want to help out. This is a fact. They charge you to heal you. And there are some people that are like, well, yeah, well, no. Per community, per block, could literally be somebody capable and ineptly and have the mindset to help a person out. I'm not saying you're going to have a surgeon on every block, but I'm guaranteeing that if you took away the wars that go on and maybe reduce the amount of maybe don't give surgery to people that get into motor vehicular accidents at high speeds, just the victims, right? Not the Not the guy going 900 miles an hour on a motorcycle sideways on a busy highway at 4:30 p.m. Like, let him rot and bleed out for his ignorance of human life. And let's make sure we put the woman and child that he drove over their car, did a catwalk over, and crushed their roof into their skulls. Let's get those two people out, take them to hospital and deal with them. Leave the dude in the ditch. He'll be, fertilizer in 6 weeks. Done deal. It's pretty simple. If it's common sense. No war. Don't pick up a gun. Don't carry a gun. Don't run around with knives. Get into altercations, and then you're taken to the hospital, and it's like, well, how did you get this? Well, I was in a sword fight with my neighbor, right? Well, actually, you gotta go then. Ask your wife to mend you up, stitch you up. And this should be the way, like, I don't know. And again, we're going to go a step further, and this is something a lot of people probably won't like, but this is going to change a lot of things in this world. The amount of abuse you do to your body, whether it be smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, or eating fast food or candy, you shouldn't abuse the healthcare system on a weekly or monthly basis when there are people that have chest pains. They have to sit in a waiting room because for whatever reason, again, you're going down there. I'm talking about a construction worker that has chest pains or, like something like that. Maybe, I'm not going to get it. There are lots of great jobs. A trucker, a police officer, a firefighter with chest pains. He's got to sit in the waiting room, right? But why should he? If somebody is in there taking up the doctor's time for stuff that is, basic stuff where you probably didn't even need to show up that day, right? This is the problem. This is the problem, is that everyone thinks they're deserving of what is offered or available. This is the problem. And your level of, like, what you flag is I should be going to the doctor, I laugh and scoff at 90% of the time. I'm like, what? Like, my finger was like open. Like, if you would have seen the move that I did on my hand with a freaking machete. It was not even a machete, but it was like a shredded thing. And I was holding the branch trying to trim it, and I clipped my hand. And it went knock. And I felt this, like, it brought a level of pain over me I didn't feel before. I was like, Argh! And it shocked me. Like, it hit nerves and cut nerves and tendons. Weird stuff in there. But what happened is I went to the hospital, and I was like 9, 12, 14 people ahead of me. And not one of them was, like, from an injury. They were just, like older, overweight people. I was like, damn it. I was like, oh. I just, like, either need a few stitches or, like, clean it up for me and let me know that, like, my finger isn't going to fall off. I was like, damn. But I left. I was like, okay, well, you guys, whoever comes in next, and more chest pains or whatever it is, I'm like, I'm not taking up the line for my finger. Like, I got my finger with a dish towel wrapped around it. And I was like, I don't live next door to a hospital, so. Hard to explain, but so many levels of sucked. It sucked. So I thought to myself, like, do I need to have, like, of course, right, if something happened. But I look at it this way. What did they do in the old days? And I really think about that so strongly. And so many of them, they never had a hospital. I mean, you should see these old buggers working till they're 90 minimum, doing, like, most jobs that most younger people would never even dare do. There are serious old men and women out there that are still, to twice my age and work like 12-hour days and do everything themselves. Other people would have a 40-year-old guy or a 50-year-old guy, he'd have 3 helpers. to do what this one 9-year-old gets done in a 14-hour day or something. It's nuts. And there's lots. Everybody has hopefully somebody in their family that, you know, lived off the land basically. And actually, I'm sure that's getting harder to find. I'm sure it's fading. I'm almost positive, actually. Lots of my family can almost entirely live off the land. I'm not going to say that I can almost entirely live off the land. I'd have a little bit of a hard time with some water things because our water is so tainted everywhere. But yeah, I mean, I guess if I dug deep enough and went far enough away from cities, eventually I could find fresh water every spring at least for a duration, right? Running off the mountains somewhere, runoff. Hit it up there first before it comes any further. But just it sucks, you know. It sucks to know that a lot of traditions from the old times, when what did people used to do? Nobody will ever know that anymore. Doesn't matter what nationality or what country you're from. It's very rare to see. Very rare to see. How look at you're 120 years ago, your relative lived like this, and how much of that do you get done on a daily basis? Actually, how much of what they did on a daily basis can you get done right now? What percentage, right? I don't even really know what type of ancestors or what I have, but I know the type of land that I live off. And I really have tried to do some, or rather, I've tried to do a lot of research into this land's people, the first people, I like to refer to them, right? So, and they're pretty cool. Like, I grew up, were very cool, but I grew up, did some, in school you do these science projects or something. There's another term for it too. Did like a essay, 500-word essay, sort of. It was 500 word probably, or 400. I don't know what the hell the number was. Nothing big. But in grade 4, maybe grade 3, no, grade 4 or grade 5, on the first people that lived in Canada, and they used to dig holes really deep for refrigeration, you know. Like that just, I was like, what? I was so enthralled by it. Like there was a way without this thing, eh? And to me, that's big. That's real important. But now you can do that with a cellar, right? Because I just eat vegetables, no meat. So, yeah, you just need a dark, cool place. You don't need really it doesn't have to be kept with big ice blocks and this and that, and dug down so deep. It's a good idea though if you want to have vegan ice cream or something. Alright, y'all, I just wanted to quickly have a, hey, how you doing? They blocked all the roads, going to Ottawa. It sounds like they're blocking all the cities and the highways and blocking not all the cities, sorry. They're stopping trucks. Like, they don't want the trucks going in. And it's sort of sad. It's not sort of sad. It's really quite ridiculous, you know. Number one, who authorized this? Number two, what do they think they're gonna? What do they think? Like, are they gonna try and use police intervention? It would be the dumbest thing, you know. This is a huge thing. If anyone's gonna start something, it sounds like the government might be starting something. If like what they're doing, I'm not gonna speculate too much further, but let's just say they need to control how the government needs to control their emotions. They are not in control over there. I don't know how they think they were in control before, but this is a reminder that they are not in control. It's sad. It's sad that it had to come to this. The government wasted our time. The government took my. I can speak freely on my own. You took my freedoms. And it's despicable. What a despicable thing to do. In this time, this far into the future, we literally are. The technological advancements of right now surpass any and everything that you can imagine that's come before this at any point in time. We now have the biggest telescope that can see 50 billion times farther than the James Webb or whatever is out there now. It might be the James Webb that is the biggest. But before this, we had, I forget the name of the other one we have out there. It was the big topic for years, but it doesn't matter. We've come so far, you would think, and then only to be archaically treated by a government right now that doesn't understand freedom. Like, do we really live in a time where we have to explain to the government this is not allowed? You took our freedom. I don't see eye to eye with people taking away people's rights to travel. I see more of a want to express people should shower and wear absolutely clean clothing before they travel. And there's a lot of ways to check that. So, and then sure, do a temperature check, something from afar. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and allow like all these scans of my body, but they already do an x-ray scan of you when you most of the time when you go to the airport. There are cameras that are scanning you. There are doors, metal detector doors you are walking through that scan you. I don't care about that stuff. That's sure, there are bad people and sometimes they do horrible things. Scan everyone, no problem. That's fine. But don't tell me that in order for me to travel, I have to have a certain level of chemicals inside my body for you to feel safe. Is just, where are we in this? Exactly what I said a minute ago. What time am I living in? What age is it that you like? Where has people's entirety gone? Not just your mind. And people are accepting of this, and it's actually, it's to the point where I just, you can see, this is, I'll explain something. People of all types will always not get along, but when people of what they think are educated people, um, start demanding that other people get vaccinated is weird. It's just weird. You have no education in the world that could allow you to utter such things. I don't know. And the level of disrespect that I've felt since this started, it showed me all the people that I thought were like copacetic. You can really tell that I made some good choices. I've always respected some people highly, and it shows. Now it's like, oh, you didn't get it either, and it's like, fuck no, no way, And I mean, I don't talk to like a lot of the people I grew up with, but I guarantee you, none of them got it, and it's because they know. They weren't born yesterday, but I'll tell you this: they're almost all self-employed. Almost all. They're bosses. I told you, I grew up with bosses. Now, I do know some that probably had to get it that I know for sure didn't want to get it. But they had to, based because of travel and their job. right? So and they're not government, like I don't know actually if all police and all government were forced to get it or not. We do not see statistics that are actually transparent on our spending in our country of Canada. It's none of it is transparent. Nothing. We do not see. People just don't realize that if you try to solve all the problems, you'd get half of them done. Instead, you try and solve none of them, so you never accomplish anything. And that's a quote by me. Fucking find that bitch on the internet. You won't. But I've been working on that for a long time. A long time. If you try and take on all the world's problems, it shows you actually have character. You know, you can talk about empathy or woke or this and that. Well, what if you didn't know what empathy was? What if you didn't know what emotional intelligence was before you actually realized that that's the exact thing that you were doing? Well, that was me, and the year was like 2001. And the thing that changed me was the influences that came before were always willing to learn and look at other people's theories to disprove them or to prove them. It wasn't to throw hate. It was to find out the answer, the truth, so we could move on, use it as an equation that meant something, and use it as a building block. If you don't have a starting point where we're here right now, which is we literally have no clue, right? But some of us may have a clue because some people may have been digging for answers since the dawn of their existence. So they could have something by now. And they might be 90, or they could be 20 or 15 or 11. Who knows who has some clue? If you're not willing to discuss and theorize and convey ideas and share your research, your findings. Forget research. Some people scoff at the thing of research because you don't have a diploma that another big university or one of these Ivy Leagues has paid. Your rich Hollywood family paid for your diploma, right? This is what goes on. You can blow a teacher and get a diploma. It's on the news every other day. So I love how everyone thinks that a piece of paper is accreditation for your what you're looking into your entire life, right? But here's the facts. But I do a lot of personal growth, we'll say, and have for decades. Now, out of that, I've accomplished things that others will never with personal growth, and I'm using bunny ears everywhere. Think about it. Think about that. Why can we both hop in a garden and mine will look magnificent and yours will look like weeds? Because I actually took enough time and put my heart and soul, and I actually feel and believe in when I plant a seed. When I plant this, I believe in it, that it's going to do well. And I don't sit there and have a conversation. But when I go outside, I guess telepathically, I do have a conversation with the leaves and the stalk, and I smell it and I do touch it. So there's a physical connection as well. But I'm deep. I don't expect you to be like me at all. I actually have a hard time finding. There are people, believe me, there are druids out there everywhere, and keepers of shepherds. We'll just leave it as shepherds, right? There are people that believe in the seed, right? And that's important, right? People all over the world plant their flower, their special tulip, or their But I often wonder, like, who is actually, like, legitimately real, right? You can look at people like Ice Poseidon, Asian Andy, and I don't know. There's a few others in that clique. I don't even know their names anymore. But there was, I don't even know their names. Yeah. There was that one dude that went, Ree! I don't remember his name. He used to shout me out on his stream all the time. Yeah, I lost it, right? I just stopped going there, I guess, and then it stopped sending me invites, or he quit. He probably quit because he's not monetized. He's got, I don't know, he's racist. He probably got demonetized for like 9 different reasons if his channel wasn't completely struck. His name was like Craig or something. Not Craig, but it's like Craig or C. Not Colin, not Craig. But it is like Craig. It's sort of... What's that one guy's name? It's from California. I was watching him make edibles on a video, like an edible turkey or something, and it did not. He didn't even eat it. Just a goober. Man, it's gonna bother me. I don't know his name. Oh well. Yeah, I'll never think of it. But he used to go Ree. Didn't he go with Ice to... I think he went on one of Ice's things. I think he went somewhere. Did he go to Hawaii with Ice? Diggs, how you doing? I'm going to put something in here. I haven't decided what. Make sure you smash that like, share the video, subscribe to the channel. We're going to do a channel member day where it's just channel members only for the day. I'm going to make some noodles, I think. I don't know. I think I do. I think I want noodles. We just had a couple slices of toast. We barely had any calories today, which is good. Noodles sounds good. I'm going to feed my cat first. He's very meow-meow-orse in here. What time is it? 5:20. Tomorrow's a big day for Canada, for the world. There's truck convoys starting up all over the world right now. Truck convoy, Freedom Convoy 2022 is in full effect and will be going on for, well, until the world gets back their freedoms. We're doing it for the kids. If it's not for the kids, you're doing it all for yourselves, right? Which is, you're doing something. So you just get her done. And eventually, you're doing it for the kids even without knowing you greedily just did it for yourself. You could say you're doing it for the kids, but in your heart of hearts, you're doing it all for you. But technically, when you do it all for yourself, the kids get it too. Done deal, right? That's what you're looking for. Just a done deal. So, I'm going to put the goggles on. Probably go take absolute. I'm going to be farting and sharting. I'll see you all soon. Toilet's out. I'm going to the neighbors. I'm going to show up like this, bang on the door. Hey! Hey! Hurry! Hurry! They'll come to the door. Is that you, Sean? I'll be like, yeah. Can I use your washroom? They'll be like, because I'm such a nice guy, that's like, I need a hidden camera. They'll be like, and I'll just be sitting there with like a whole container of vegan protein powder and a couple packs of vegan gummies. I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna need some some buttered toast, vegan butter only. Make me 2 of these. Make me a smoothie with this, 2 bananas, 3 scoops of that, a squeeze of lemon, almond drink only, bud. Almond drink, bud. Would you let me in? Leave a comment down below if you'd let me in or not. Peace! I'll see you next time. And remember, look how sexy I am. Just look onto it. Hey, remember, there's a reason why I get a lot of views, okay? Because I'm hot, all right? And the more you know, the more you know. All I gotta do is go back to taking pictures of my calves and doing toe videos underneath the table. Absolutely, absolutely bad lighting in here, okay? Do you know bad lighting? Don't be jealous of the beard. I'm gonna put you back in time, you little scumbag. Sit in your corner. Eat your cornflakes, you little turd burglar. Peace! I'll see you next time.